everyone, my name is Farida and I'm a year 3 term 5 nursing student at the University of Calgary, and my program is a Bachelor of Nursing. So I chose this program because nursing and working in medicine and healthcare is actually the only thing I've ever wanted to do in my life. And nursing specifically just sort of gave me the opportunity of immediately going into patient care rather than sitting in my room for 4 years and studying. I feel that with this program, you really have to be into healthcare and helping people for you to actually enjoy it. And it's overall a very supportive environment, and you get hands-on work throughout all of 3 or 4 of your years. Cons are that it's actually quite a bit of work, and especially now with COVID, some aspects such as clinical and practicum of the program are being adjusted, so that kind of sucks. The culture is it's only competitive when you're first applying into university to be enrolled into this program. I believe it's about a mid-90s or high 90s range now, but once you are accepted, it's not competitive at all. Everyone has each other's backs. It's very fun, it's very helpful, there's tons of study groups. So it's a very supportive environment. First year, you get all your electives at UFC, so you can choose whatever courses you want in first year, but then in second, third, and fourth year, they make your schedule for you. And so they give you 2 options for the schedule, and there's just the same classes, just at different times. You pick whichever one you want. So you get very, very little variance with your time schedule and what classes you take. However, you have 3 lectures per semester. Each lecture is usually 3 hours long. And in addition to that, you have 1 or 2 labs, and then you have usually 2 days of clinical and practicum, which is all over the place. It can be community nursing at a school, or for example, right now I'm in a hospital. Type of job position that you can get out of this program is that you can obviously go to work as a nurse. So during my time in the program, I could have worked as a healthcare aide, an HCA, and so that you can take on after you finish your second year of the program, because that's primarily what they train you for. But then going on, you can sort of hold different kind of jobs, like working as a Starbucks barista, for example. But then once you fully graduate, you can work as a nurse. And you can also take a master's or a PhD later on, and that allows you to go from a registered nurse to a nurse practitioner and so on. You could also go into med school. You can essentially do a lot of things in healthcare with this program. I suggest what you do is that it makes more sense for you to kind of pick early on what you want to do with this program, and then just kind of take it from there. So for example, if you want to sort of go into medical school, you would pick your electives based on what courses you would need for medical school. So this program isn't a co-op. However, it's built in a way that you have working experience built into your program, which is essentially what clinical and practicum is. For work, recruitment process begins usually when you're nearing your 4th year, or the beginning, middle of 4th year. So wherever you're placed at the hospital, that unit usually looks at how you are, how you're progressing as a student nurse, and then they decide whether or not to hire you. And it is actually very common for students to get hired out of their fourth year nursing placement. So it's a bonus. Like I said, in first year, I would personally base all of my electives on what I want to do in the future. So for example, I'm personally into research. I really enjoy research, and I kind of structured my first year in a way where I took sort of biology courses, math courses, all the sciences. I took psychology, mostly because that allows me a broader spectrum of what I can perform research with. The classes, when it comes to second, third year, and 4th year classes, they are quite difficult simply because there's so much information that gets taught to you, and it's a lot of physiology and biology and kind of anatomy, and there's quite a bit of pharmacology too, so you have to be prepared for memorization. Make a lot of nursing friends. They are honestly going to be your lifesaver. That you are going to spend so much time with them. You guys are going to quiz each other. You're going to study together. I made some of my best friends through nursing. Any study tips that worked for me are that studying with groups. Definitely study with groups. So it's just the whole process of kind of quizzing each other and putting yourself in the position of someone who doesn't know something that helps. And I also found it very helpful to sort of create your own quizzes and tests, like test questions, because you really need a large amount of knowledge to make an actually interesting, difficult question that people can solve. So I actually stayed at home. I live with my parents, and I did not live on residence, so I unfortunately can't communicate on that. But overall, I find it to be very interesting. I enjoy having to not worry about finances and all that kind of stuff. However, I do wish that I had more time to kind of sleep in, because my commute to the university takes about half an hour. So areas of campus that are popular go-to spots. Mac Hall is definitely your best friend if you're staying on campus late, and it's just large food court. There's quite a variety of options, and honestly, I love that place. There's different types of libraries depending on if you actually want to focus a lot or if you just kind of want to sit there and just study a bit and then chat with friends. So TFDL is a huge library. Everyone goes there. It's kind of split up into different floors. So floors 1 through 3 are kind of the very socially popular floors, and they involve just kind of groups of students working together. However, floors 4 through 6 in TFDL are the quiet, silent areas for studying. So I personally spent a lot of time on the 5th and 6th floors just because I like to do my homework while I'm on campus, and then I come relax while I'm at home. But there's also other places you can utilize, such as the nursing professional building itself. There's study areas. There's not that many studying spots, but however, you can definitely find a quiet little classroom for you to just sit and quietly study with. Clubs to get involved in. I highly suggest getting involved with the nursing faculty itself. So first year, the council of the faculty, they provide quite a few options of clubs and supports for students, especially for new students who are just going into university in year 1. It can be a huge change, and they are very good with supporting you and kind of providing you different clubs to get involved with. There are also other clubs you can explore through SU, the center. They have a quite variety. I didn't actually enlist in any of those clubs. I mostly just participated within clubs with my faculty. How do I suggest making friends? Honestly, in first year, in the first month in September of every single year and semester, you could probably just walk up to someone and be like, hey, my name is Farida, I'm in this term and I'm studying this, so how are you? It's so easy to make friends. People are very friendly, I find. And it honestly really helps if you're an extrovert and if you're just a talkative person in general. But honestly, don't be afraid to just kind of walk up to someone and be like, hey, what's up? There's actually quite a bit of resources available. There's a clinic at the university, there's financial resources, there's the career advisors, there's all types of resources provided for you. There's even a resource where it's kind of a meditation type of session and you get to go play with puppies. The university does provide all that for you in your first year. And also the faculty itself, they're very good at, again, with supporting their year 1 nursing students. My biggest piece of advice is that split your time. This sounds very strict, but it's so much easier to manage your responsibilities when you kind of split your day minute to minute or like hour to hour. And so the way I structured my days would be that I would do all of my schoolwork, or 90% of it, at the university, and then I would come home and sort of do whatever I enjoyed or like whatever homework I had left at home in the comfort of my own bedroom. I also highly suggest finding one activity, whether it's a sport, whether it's art, or for example, for me personally, it was going to the gym. I would go to the gym every single day for an hour, and that would really help my mental health and it would help me work off all the stress I was experiencing at school. I wish I had taken more advantage of the studying resources the nursing faculty provides with you, because in the later terms, they create study guides for you. So, for example, for one of my pharmacology classes, I actually received a whole booklet of a study guide. And those were very important. It honestly made my life much easier, as well as use your friends. Your nursing friends become your best friends in the later terms, because they also know exactly what you're going through and exactly what you need to study. So I highly suggest implementing them.